This is such a lifesaver if you are a work-at-home mom. Seriously, this has been the biggest lifesaver for me because I can now work and homeschool simultaneously, and I'm not constantly walking back and forth between my work area and my homeschool room. So this has been so freeing for me, and I hope that it's going to be just as freeing for you. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mandy, the Handmade Homeschooler, and I have a topic today that you guys begged me to create, and it's all about how to foster independence with your kids in your homeschool. So if it is your first time here, I want to say welcome. Make sure that you hit the like and the subscribe button because it really does help me and my channel out. And down below in the description box, I also have a link to our free Facebook group full of moms, and there's lots of homeschool moms like me who have been doing it for a long time, who help new homeschool moms, and there's a ton of new homeschool moms. So if you would like to join us, it is absolutely free to you to do. Okay, so I have about 6 things inside of this video that I want to go over, and these are things that I actually did in my homeschool that helped us foster that environment of independence. So before I get into this, let me also say that this might be harder for younger students. The younger they are, the less independent they're going to be, just as a rule of thumb, okay? But that doesn't mean that you can't start implementing some of these things at the very beginning of your homeschool time. And if you are already well into your homeschool year or well into homeschooling in general, you can still do these things, because I did not do this my first couple of years. I actually learned how to do this probably around my 2nd or 3rd year, and not really in my first at all, because I felt like I didn't know what I was doing and I felt like I was micromanaging everything. So don't feel like it's too late for you to do this. So the first thing that I do every single year, no matter what age they are, is we establish clear goals together. So that is the first thing that I always do. I go through their curriculum and I look at what we need to accomplish, and I basically lay it out. So this year, especially for my high schooler, we sat down the first week of school, and we really had a long discussion about what I expect from him, what I need from him. And this is going to vary depending on what kind of curriculum that you have. And for us, we have, you know, My Father's World and a couple of others, and there were things that I did expect from him. This can be anything from, I expect you to complete all of your work by such and such time, to I expect you to answer each question completely and thoroughly. Okay, so these are things that you want to establish as clear goals. And that for you moms who have had a little bit of experience doing homeschool with your kids already, this is going to be a little bit easier for you because you're going to know where your child's strengths and weaknesses are. And this is also a time where you can work on those things that they might be a little bit weaker in. Tip number 2, organize your materials so they know where everything is at. So we have a couple of bins on our desks. Ours look like this, just like a plastic magazine file thing. I know you guys are gonna ask where I got these. I got them from Target at the dollar spot back like 5 or 6 years ago. So they're probably not there anymore, but I'm sure you can get these online on Amazon or IKEA or something. I mean, it's just a plastic magazine holder. So I have 1 or 2 on each of their desks that holds everything that they use as far as workbooks daily. And then I have a bookcase over off to the side. You guys can probably see that in my large homeschool room tour. And that just houses all of their textbooks, because their textbooks are not going to fit on that. So they know where all of their textbooks are. They know where all their materials are. We have the little teacher toolbox that you guys have seen me use in other videos, and that has all of the supplies in it. And we have pencils and everything in an organized area, so they don't have to go hunting for things, and they don't have to constantly ask me, Mom, where is the yada yada yada. The next tip, write down assignments. This is one of the biggest things I think that really helped us, and for your kids who can read, this is going to make your life so much easier. If you don't want to give them the teacher book, which I actually do, I give my oldest child his teacher book sometimes, There are no answers in it. It's just the actual assignments. So our teacher books for My Father's World looks like this. It is just a lesson plan book, and it has all of the assignments with the page numbers and everything down inside of it. I don't even have to write it down. It's literally right here for him. But my youngest, he has more subjects that have more teacher books, and just to keep things a little bit more organized, I use our whiteboard and I literally just write down everything that he needs for the day. So I list out his assignments, book, page number, book, page number, book, page number, and he knows exactly what he needs to do just by looking at the board. So having some kind of clear list or some kind of teacher book beside them to where they can just kind of do a check mark system. You can even use a planner. You can even use a student planner to do this. Makes it so much easier on them and on you to get everything done, because they're not going to have to be constantly coming back and forth and asking you for help. So I want you next to start slow with this. Do not do this all at once. They're going to feel like you abandoned them. If you were like micromanaging them at first and then you're just like, okay, it's on you, they're going to feel like you kind of just quit on them. So do these steps slowly. Do not do these all at one time or all in one day. Implement maybe just one at a time is one of the biggest things I can tell you when you're trying to foster independence. Next, be available to help. Let them know that you are in such and such area, and if they need you, that you are there to help them. So that way they feel like they're not bothering you when they're asking a question. So I work at home, so this type of stuff really, really helps me out, and they know where I'm working most of the time. Most of the time I'm working at the table or at a desk, and they know that they can come in and ask me questions, and I am right there to help them. And if they need me to actually teach something, I will come into the homeschool room and I will actually teach them the lesson myself if I need to. And luckily my husband is here too, so he is here to help. So they have 2 teachers that they can go to at any given time, and they can ask for help. Lastly, I want to say supervise, but do not micromanage. If your kids are older, they do not they need to be taught how to work independently without being micromanaged. And this is a skill that they need to know, because when they go out and they get a job, they need to know these things. They need to be able to take directions and actually do them. So think of it this way. You are teaching them something that they're going to be able to use for the rest of their life. These are life skills that you are building with your kids. They need to be able to know what they need to do it, and then have you check. You want your kids to feel like you are there, but you are not constantly in their space too. And as they get older, this is going to get easier, because they're not going to want you in their space all the time. Think about when you were a teenager. Go back. I know for some of us this was a long time ago, but go back and remember what it was like being a teenager. You did not want somebody hovering over you all the time. You just wanted to do what you needed to do and get it done. And I would say the last tip, so I want to add one more, just a bonus tip. Make sure you are going over all of their stuff, okay? Because this is a really easy way for them to slack off if they are a slacker. I don't know about you guys, but if I did not check my kids' work, they would slack. So I check everything. I make sure that they did the assignment the way they were supposed to. We check all answers, and we also really go over everything. So when they write a paper for IEW, for instance, my husband and I edit the papers. We don't leave them to do that on their own. So we know what the assignments are, because I plan them out on the weekends, and then during the week after they complete an assignment, I actually check and make sure that it's done correctly. I also grade all tests, because those are the most important things to us, because those are where we get our grades from for our cover school. And I make sure that that is all there. So they know that they can't slack, because they know I'm going to be checking them. Teaching independence is one of the most fundamental things that I have done to make my homeschool thrive, because I now have the space to work at home. I can go cook, I can go clean, I can do what I need to do for my job, but I don't have to constantly worry about what they're doing, because I know that they are on task. And we have been practicing these things for a couple years now, and teaching them independence has been one of the most important things I have ever taught them how to do, not just for our homeschool, but for everyday life. And I will say it has absolutely freed me. So I'm hoping that these tips are going to be super, super helpful for you like they were for me, because I feel like I gained so much freedom when I taught them how to do this. So I'm going to teach you how to do the same thing with the same tips that I have been using for many years and the ones that have worked the best for us. I might also do a part 2 to this because I feel like there's even more things now that I'm going through everything in my head as I'm recording and filming. But if you guys like this video, let me know down below in the comments, and I might actually do a part 2 and give you some more bonus tips on how to foster independence in your homeschool. This is such a lifesaver if you are a work-at-home mom. Seriously, this has been the biggest lifesaver for me because I can now work and homeschool simultaneously, and I'm not constantly walking back and forth between my work area and my homeschool room. So this has been so freeing for me, and I hope that it's going to be just as freeing for you. Okay guys, that is all I have for you today. I hope that this video was super helpful for you. I hope that you guys got some good tips that you can get started with this. And let me know down below, how do you foster independence with your kids in your homeschool? I would love to make this like a really big thread down below in the comments where we can all kind of learn and take notes from each other. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video. Happy homeschooling.